Well, this is completely an amazing, intense film. Now, living it, I can't even imagine. But for me to watch this, I was on the edge of my seat, and I wanted to know from you guys, what was it like to go through this process and relive this?
A lot of it's therapeutic, because you're talking about it, and educational because we all weren't in the same spot throughout the night during those 13 hours. So there's a lot of things that Tanto did or Tig did that I didn't know about. I mean, I didn't know that Tanto was curled up in a ball underneath the table. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was covering them left and right. I was crying tears of joy for all the people that I had all the terrorists I got to take out because they kept missing them.
But it's such a process, and really, I wanted to know why Michael Bay was the right guy to direct this.
We did. We had some reservations at the beginning. We did when we were told by Erwin Stoff, "Hey, Michael wants to do the movie." But once we met him, and we saw how intense he was, and which we needed an intense director because of, but also how genuine he was and how much how the support he has for veterans.
Well, and there's a lot of guys that have worked with him that we know, and we talked to them about,
So,
and they kind of said, what kind of person he is and things like that. So it kind of alleviated a lot of those reservations.
What sold me on him too is we asked, "Hey, this cannot be a political movie." He says, "I'm not going to make a political movie." All right, well then that helped me along. And then as we got to know him, he was the perfect guy for this movie. And obviously, it's nothing like a Michael Bay movie that he's ever done before. The choice was right.
Yeah, Tig, what about for you? Working side by side with somebody like Michael Bay, and just like I say, reliving this, and just tell me a little bit about your experience with it too.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. I got to hang out with the Optimists and the Autobots, and
They weren't there. I keep telling you, they weren't.
They were there.
That was me. That was me.
That was in your
me,
dreams.
dude.
That's a whole other movie, my friend.
Oh, wait. What movie are we talking about?
No, I mean it was great. It's a cool experience. I mean, it's just something I never thought I'd be doing ever. I mean,
That is true.
It's awesome watching him work. It's awesome, but he does care. He cares about the story. He wanted to honor the truth of the story and honor the guys, and not only us guys, but the guys that died. But he treats the actors. He builds them. He tears them down to build them back up like a drill sergeant. Now I loved watching that.
Yeah. Tell me about working with your counterparts, and how did the actors do? You want to start?
They did great. I mean, you couldn't ask for anyone to put as much effort into getting it right. And not just my character, but each one of the characters. Because when I was sitting there watching the movie and I would see Dominic on screen or Pablo or any of the others, you saw that who they were portraying. I mean, their mannerisms, the way we interacted with each other, everything. And the two that had the toughest job, I think, was Badge and Toby, because they didn't have the, Ty and Glenn to talk to. But again, their tradecraft in getting out there and talking to friends and family and everybody they could, they learned who they were, and they did a fabulous job.
Yeah, I want to know from you guys, after watching this, and, I can't even, thank you for what you guys do.
No.
For, it's just completely amazing. But when you have to come back into society and readjust, how do you do that? How hard is that?
Each of us has our own way to adjust. That's one thing that makes it difficult as a contractor and compared to the military is we don't have that decompression time that the military, they have to go decompress for 2 weeks. We come home, we get off the plane, and we have to reacclimate ourselves. And so we each have a different way of doing that. But to be honest with you, you're never the same. You never are. And not just from Benghazi, but we deployed for 9 years before that. So to me, things are kind of dull in the U.S., but it's still, I'm happy to be here because I'm happy to get up. I'm happy that I can drive down the street and not get blown up.
Yeah.
But
one of the biggest skill sets, one thing that makes us successful in doing our job anywhere is being able to blend and being able to acclimate ourselves to wherever and whatever we're at. And I think that just carries over into coming home. It's just another part of who we are is, I'm in a situation, I'm going to be a part of that situation, and you have to interact with that situation. I mean, both from a mental health issue and everything. I mean, I've got to be with my family. I've got to be there with them and give them 110%, just like I give overseas these guys when I'm with them overseas 110%.
Yeah, and the bond, obviously, between you guys.
No,
mean,
I
we
hate
don't like
these
'em.
dudes. I told him, do I have to do stuff with these two guys again? Please, can I do something on my own, please? I'm kidding. No, we're family. We definitely are. I mean, I really do hate these dudes so much. But you don't hate them.
No.
That's what I'm saying. If you know,
I just gave him a freaking pink.
I know he
selfie
gave me a
stick.
pink
I know,
selfie
he
stick.
just
How
gave me a
that
Christmas
touched my
present.
heart. It
This guy says
melted my
that
heart.
he hates me.
So it's sort of we do have a good bond. We fight, we argue with each other, but if I see somebody else
The
doing
Marines
that to
win.
them, then never. If I see somebody, then we're gonna have words. So we're family, and that's how we'll always be.
Well, thank you for telling your story. It's a fantastic film. I hope you guys are pleased with it. And
Oh, definitely.
It's a real honor for me to meet all three of you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.